Welcome to Think About It Thursday. The title of this lesson is Hagar and Ishmael Not Forgotten. The scripture comes from Genesis chapter 21, verses 8 through 20, but the key verses come from Genesis, the 21st chapter, verses 17 and 18. And God heard the voice of the lad, and the angel of God called to Hagar out of heaven, and said unto her, What aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for God hath heard the voice of the lad where he is. Arise, lift up the lad, and hold him in thine hand, for I will make him a great nation. When you feel forgotten, sometimes we can feel left out, overlooked, cast aside, and even forgotten. But we need to know that God sees us and He hears our cry. When we find ourselves in a situation that leaves us feeling hopeless, let down, and disappointed, we become disillusioned. We forget just how awesomely powerful and loving the God that we serve is. We tend to forget that unlike us, God never turns His back on us, and He never forgets about us. He keeps the promises in His Word. God cannot lie. His love for us is deeper than we can ever truly comprehend, and there is nothing too hard for God. Often, instead of waiting on God, we try to fix it on our own or make it happen ourselves by taking matters into our own hands without guidance from God. As Christians, we all know how those situations turn out: messy. Then we find ourselves calling on God to guide us through the mess that we created. How would you feel if you were in a situation like Hagar, unable to object to what your mistress was doing, feeling helpless and hopeless? How would you feel if you were in a situation like Sarah, unable to give your husband the one thing that he most desired, wanting desperately to end the distress that your husband was feeling? How would you feel if you were Abraham, thinking that God had forgotten about a promise made to him, giving up on God's promise? What would you have done? Then there are times when we are placed in circumstances through no fault of our own. Those are the times when we feel helpless and forgotten by God. Yet, those are the very times that God steps in and makes a way out of no way. Trust in God. Thank you for watching. May God continue to bless you and work out every situation, fault or no fault. This lesson was presented by Sister Jackie Thomas of Reels Chapel, AME Zion Church on the Beaufort District. Reels Chapel is located in the Merriman community of Beaufort, North Carolina, and is pastored by the Reverend Gerald O. Godet. Thank you.